Aglaonemas are one of the most reliable, beginner-friendly plants I have ever come across. They are native to the tropical rainforests in Southeast Asia and come in very interesting varieties of colors, patterns, and variegation. I have two Aglaonema varieties in my collection, and that is the Lady Valentine and the Lipstick Aglaonema, both of which I've had for a very long time, and they're growing really well. I've never had to give them too much attention or anything like that. Very easy to grow. Definitely an easy care plant I'd recommend to any new plant parent with just a few simple care tips to keep in mind. So let's start with the lighting requirements. Ideally, you must prefer indirect bright light, so a north or east facing window would be ideal. I have both of my aglaonemas growing on the north facing window, and they're doing just fine with the light, with the kind of light they get here. They are quite tolerant to low light as well, which make them the perfect house plants for homes with limited natural light. When it comes to soil, aglaonemas prefer high quality, light, well draining potting mix. I use a super blend potting mix that contains cocopeat, vermicompost, vermiculite, cow manure, perlite, and activated neem carbon cake. I use that for all of my plants, and these guys seem to like it too. You can, of course, add some more perlite or bark or grit to your standard potting mix to make it even lighter. When it comes to watering aglaonemas, they like to be evenly moist but not soggy. So when you water them, just water them enough to keep the soil moist and let the water drain out from the bottom. Make sure that you drain out all the excess water that's collected in the saucer because they don't like wet feet. Before watering your plant again, I'd suggest you use the finger test to check if the first 2 inches of soil has dried out before you water the plant again. If you don't know what the finger test is, you just take your finger, index finger, and stick it in the soil around 1 or 2 inches deep. And if it feels dry to you, water the plant. If there is moisture, don't water it, just let it be and try again the next day. True to their natural habitat, aglaonemas do prefer warm climates and they can tolerate a minimum of 13 degrees Celsius. So it's best to prevent exposure to cold drafts and avoid keeping them near air conditioners or drafty windows. While aglaonemas can survive low humidity levels, they are tropical plants and will benefit from regular misting to increase humidity levels. You can also keep a tray of pebbles under the pot filled with water or group the plants together like this to create a local humidity. When it comes to fertilizing your aglaonemas, you can use any balanced liquid fertilizer once a month during the growing season. Since we do grow aglaonemas mainly for their foliage, you could also use a fertilizer that is higher on the nitrogen levels in the NPK values. Aglaonemas are slow growing plants, so you'll only need to repot them once in 2 or 3 years. Aglaonemas are very easy to propagate, and the best time to propagate them is during the growing season. As they mature, they will put out offshoots, which can then be divided and potted up individually when you're repotting the plant. They tend to reveal their trunks with time, so you could choose to repot the plant in a taller planter to bury the stem, or take a stem cutting and put it in water or soil to propagate it that way. Aglaonemas are quite sturdy plants, and I have never experienced any kind of problems with them so far. But the most common problems they are associated with are yellowing leaves, brown tips, and pests. The most common cause of yellowing leaves is overwatering. So just make sure that when you water your plant, check to see if the first 2 or 3 inches of soil is dry. Only then water them. Whenever you are watering your plant, make sure that you drain the saucer of excess water as they don't respond very well to wet feet, which could eventually cause root rot and lead to the death of your plant. Brown tips and edges is a sign of low humidity and lack of moisture. Regular misting would definitely help keep the humidity levels, moisture levels high around your plant and fix the browning edges. However, improper lighting or too much direct sunlight could also cause the leaves to burn, which would then give you brown tips and edges as well. So just make sure that you don't have your plant exposed to too much direct sunlight. When it comes to pests, they are extremely sturdy plants and very unlikely that they would get infested by pests just like that. But yes, a weak or stressed aglaonema will attract pests, the standard houseplant pests like aphids, spider mites, and mealybugs, all of which are an easy fix with organic pesticide or neem oil spray. So that was it. These were just a few simple tips on how to keep your aglaonema growing and thriving. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram for more updates on all of my plants and what I'm doing. I do post a lot more on Instagram than I do here. So yeah, definitely join me on Instagram. I'd love to see you there. And until next time, bye.